everyone, and welcome back to our channel again today. And today was the appointment for me to go and pick up my September food basket from the food pantry. So let me show you the items that they gave to me. This basket was really good. Now in this basket, for some reason, I got a lot of produce, so that's what I'm going to start with. I did get a bag of lentils. Now I'm going to have to look up some recipes on fixing these. I've never had lentils before. I've never made them in my life. So I'll have to look online and see what kind of recipes I can find. They gave me 2 potatoes, which I love because I use these kind of potatoes all the time. These are big russets and they don't have any dents or cuts or bruises on them. They look really nice. And then they gave me this pile of radishes here, which I can't use. And it's not because I don't like radishes. I do, but I can't eat them with my teeth. And then they gave me 2 bundles of bananas, which I love. And since these are going brown, I might eat 1 or 2 of them, and then the rest of them will go in the freezer. They gave me this little bag of these tiny little potatoes, which I love. I've never gotten this size potatoes from the food pantry before, so that's pretty nice. They gave me these 4 tomatoes, which is great. I love them. These are the romaine tomatoes, I think they call them. Now, this is not a produce, but I'm very happy that they gave me this. 2 1-pound packages of 85/15 ground beef. And that's amazing because I use ground beef all the time in lots of recipes. And of course, you know, you always get the macaroni and cheese in every food pantry that you get. They gave me this stack of corn, and I haven't opened it up, but from the looks of it, it may be rotten and starting to go bad. What I'm going to end up doing is pulling all the silks off from it and taking a knife and cutting it off and putting it in a Ziploc bag and freezing it. That's the only way I can eat it. And then this time they gave me eggs. Now this is the very first time I've ever got eggs from the food pantry. I've never gotten eggs before, except for the one time that lady in the parking lot gave me a couple dozen, and most of those eggs were rotten. I found that out when I got them home and cracked them. They gave me 4 of these tiny little packages of raisins. And I use raisins in a lot of different recipes. Oatmeal raisin cookies, I use it in my bread pudding, rice pudding, other kind of cookies. Anything I make that calls for fruit, raisins are good for that. Okay, continuing on. Now, they did give me a lot of meat in this haul, in this food basket, a lot of meat. Bison stew meat. And I think that's fabulous. I've never had bison before, but I'm sure I'm going to love it. Chicken breast tenderloins. A big bag of blueberries. 3 packages of these donuts. Now, what I've started doing with these donuts, since I know they're probably by the expiration date, I could microwave them to bring them back to freshness. But what I've started doing is something that was suggested to me by one of my subscribers, to use them in bread pudding. So that's what I do. I put them in the freezer, and when I make bread pudding, I throw the donuts in with that. And they gave me 3 boxes, 3 different kinds. These are iced, those are sugars, and the other ones are just plain glazed. Another brick of this cheese, a package of brownies, miniature brownies. Now I noticed when I got these brownies, they were all jumbled up. The lid had came open inside. I don't know how many people touched it or what the deal was, but one of the brownies was actually outside of the package and in the bag that it came in. And when I was putting them back in there, I noticed that some of them was already hard and dried out. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to eat them or not. Then they gave me this big, gigantic tailgate size of honey barbecue potato chips. And y'all, I still have 2 bags of chips left from last month because, as I've told you, I'm not a big chip eater like I was in my teenage years and my younger years. I just don't eat potato chips that much. But they gave me these. They gave me a package of hamburger buns, and it says Mom's Old Fashioned Big Bakers. But as you can see, they've gotten dropped and squished. So they're not as big as they want you to believe, but they're still usable as long as there hasn't been a hole inside the bag, and I don't see any holes. Well, there's one small hole right there. But they gave me that. They gave me a loaf of bread, another loaf of white bread. What I've been doing with the bread, I take 4 slices out and wrap them separately in a Ziploc bag or an old bread bag and put them in the freezer. Then when I get ready to make French toast or have a sandwich, I pull out one package with 4 slices and thaw them out. And that's how I've been saving the bread. Another package of spaghetti. A can of garbanzo beans, peaches, applesauce, 2 cans of green beans, 2 cans of kernel corn. And on that table where they give the free stuff away, they had a box of these masks, surgical N95 respirators. There's 20 of them in there. They had 2 boxes, so I picked up one. And these are the items that I got in the senior box this month. 2 cans of black beans, 2 cans of spinach, 3 cans of vegetable soup, 3 cans of spaghetti sauce, another bottle of the tomato juice, and I still have the other bottle of juice in my icebox because I didn't open it. I didn't cook anything that called for tomato juice, and I didn't want to open it up and drink part of it because I figured I'd probably drink 3 or 4 glasses and then be bored with it, and it would sit in the icebox and go rancid. So I left it sealed. So now I've got that one. A package of the shelf-stabled beef stew, a can of peaches, a can of chicken, can of applesauce, 2 packages of spaghetti. I need to start getting some recipes together for spaghetti because I'm getting lots and lots of boxes of spaghetti piled up. Another package of beans, which I use these quite often. Another package of raisins, except this is a bigger package. A package of dry milk, a container of shelf-stabled milk, and 2 boxes of shredded wheat cereal. So that's it. This is for my senior box. And that was everything that I got total in my food pantry for September. Thank you guys for coming to watch this video. Remember that your life is very short. Make it the absolutely best that you can. Always remember and never forget, you are awesome. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.